Okay, part two. We're going to finish putting this together. Our next piece to go on is going to be the balance with that dagger of a regulating arm. There it is coming at you. I take the my pellet fork, move it all the way over. Let me just turn this over. Lay that in, rotate the movement around, and drop the bridge down onto it. Is that coming over? Yeah. Okay. We only have a few clicks into this as we tested that fork. And just laying that in there, you can see that balance starting to tick. That's a good sign. That probably means things are going to go well. You're not going to have any problems. It's seated in that lower jewel, which we took care of earlier. We're going to tighten up the balance assembly right there. The fact that that just dropped right in was so easy. Gives you an indication of how loose things are. Just drop it on and it goes. Give it a wiggle and the thing just rotates back and forth nicely. Put a few more winds into it and it'll get moving. It's not going to move much because we don't have that top jewel in. So let's do that next. Okay, let's see. Where is our top jewel? I had already lubricated it. I just got to pick it up, put it on, and then we're going to put in the shock spring. Okay. Look at that ticking away. Doesn't even have a second jewel in it, and it's ticking away nicely. That is a good sign. Most definitely. There's our jewel. Look at that, straighten right up. That's a good sign. These little shock jewel springs, very springy. They can get away on you. I like to pick them up with a piece of Rotico just because it makes it nice to install. There's a shot of the Rotico right there. And that balanced spring, which just took a dive. But that's okay. Didn't go far. We got a shot of that. Maybe we should do it this way. Just like to lay it in there. Take your tweezers, nudge it into that slot. Whoopsie. Unless it goes in the other end. I don't remember. But we are going to figure it out. Are we in the shot? We are. Nah, I didn't want that to happen. Okay. Well, it's halfway in. How can you believe that? It just fell into my hairspring. Well, these are the kinds of things you might run into with a timepiece. Can you believe that? Let's see if we can knock it out. Yeah, there it is. It happens. Just remember to take your loose stone out so you don't lose it. Maybe I'll attack it from this end. Of all the movements to work on, or any movement to work on, these type of operations can be tedious. That jewel came out. They can be tedious regardless of tolerances and slop. Okay, here we go. Unless it's one of those hinged type. It doesn't want to get in there. Come on. Alright, now it's being a pain in the ass. Let's try this. Nope. Oh, I know what I gotta do. I gotta stand it up. I gotta stand that up a little bit so it acts like a hinge almost. Let's see if that does. Is it doing that one? I'm struggling with this. Is it in the shot? It is. Yeah, these do take time. Something isn't right here. Oh, maybe it goes this way. It might go that way. See what I'm doing? I'm going to put it in and turn it to the side. That's what you do. Ah, crap. That's what you do. See, you learn something every day. Since I never did one of these, you live and learn. Ooh, it's a delicate little bugger. Ay, 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 come on. That's what you do. That's what you do. Okay. And it lays down. Oops. Let's get it in the shot, people. And it lays down. Are we focused? You see how we rotated that in? I want to hold on to the tail end of that just because I don't want it flying. Look at that. There it is. It's in. Okay. Here's a nicer shot of that. Alright, come on, focus. Okay, I'm going to take a loop to that, make sure it's looking good. Alright, looks good. Now you can see that balance swinging beautifully. Working real nice. Okay. On to our glued down. Ah, that just kills me. Double-sided tape. dial. That kills me. Don't put a little schmutz on there. Hour wheel is going to engage the minute wheel. Okay. Now if you look, there's quite a bit of slop there. You won't find that slop in a good quality movement. There's our washer. Our dial is next. I'm just going to pick that up and lay it on. Back to the sticky stuff. Sticky stuff. Can't believe it. Those screws right here are supposed to help lock that in. I do not think they do. Let's come over here. You probably can't see that one. There's another one right in there. Because if you just turn those, they just turn. They're supposed to be on eccentrics that lock into the post. They do not. The post line things up, and the double-sided tape or whatever that was holds it in place. Okay. We're going to unwind this so we stop everything, so we can set our hands. Okay. Just relocating this back into the holder. Come on. Of course it's being a pain. I like to put it in the holder for setting the hands. I have a hand setter I got from Amazon. Fairly inexpensive. It's a nice tool. It works really good. For something that cheap, I think it was $25. It really does work well. Let's pull back. Here's our hand setter. Just three stations. There's 1 and 2, 3. The hour, the minute, and then the second hand. That you can easily control the amount of pressure you're putting on. These tips are interchangeable. It's a nice little piece from Amazon for $26, $25, I forget. Since this doesn't have any date complications, we're just going to take the hour hand and press that on. Is that in the shot? It is. Okay. We're going to just press that on. You could probably get in tighter. There we go. Okay. And then some people like to set these at 6 and 12, 12 and 3. I like to go put it on, bring it down to 6, and line it straight up to the 12 with the minute hand. Everybody has a way of doing things. That's what I do. Is it right? Is it wrong? No. No, you just do what you're comfortable with. I'm not a professional. I just like to tinker. So I'll take that and line it up. Will it be perfect? I don't know. It'll be close enough. As far as I'm concerned. Perfect enough. If I remember correctly, before I took it apart, it was actually off by 1.5 minutes. Let's give that a nudge. I like to put it on loosely and then just eyeball it. Take a look how the hands line up straight before I seat that, lean on it all the way. Okay. And once it's seated, I will spin it around, take a look. How do things look? There we go. There's 9 o'clock. Or 2100 hours. Whatever you want to call it. And then coming up to midnight. Or noon. Pretty close. Might be off by a little bit. I'm not worried about it. The third station, this guy here has no opening in it. It's a solid opening for setting second hands. This is the sub second, right at 6 o'clock. I just lay it on there. Okay, are we in the shot? There we go. And I'm just going to give that a little nudge. And that'll press on. Take a look. See that things aren't binding up anywhere. Okay, now. Is our hand even lined up? It doesn't actually look like it is. There's a problem. Well, not a problem. I think it just needs to be reset. I think it went on a little crooked. Yep. That second hand was on a little crooked, so I'm going to redo it. Are we in the shot? Let's get it in the shot for people to see. I should probably do this with a piece of vertico, but I'm not. So what's that tell you? Well, there's a good sign. It's sitting on the post, and it is ticking. So let's lean on that a little bit. Won't hurt anything while it's ticking. Okay. You can see it's got clearance. It's not binding up. Okay. Outstanding. Running good. Working good. Now, putting this back into the case, you just go in the reverse that you did before in the other video, and in it goes. We're not going to go too far into this because we're already 20 minutes in, but there you have it. You're done, ready to go. Any questions? Send me a private message. Respond on the forum. That's fine with me. I'm always willing to help. So I'm going to finish putting this together, and we're going to end this now because we're pretty much done and it's ticking away.